seconds. There we go. All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Also want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Mill, some who's teaching this truth and sincerity, and also who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered four corners of the earth. You know, what you so-called Negroes, Latino, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, the true Israelites, you know, coming out that elect nation of Israel that the Lord is dealing with, all right? So this is a walk and talk. And I was just, meditating on my mind, getting back to the basics and trying to sum it up. What is the purpose of the Israelites and what do we have to do for salvation? So first, when you come into the truth, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, gave us in the scriptures, first off, you got to cut that westernized mindset, okay? Then you got to get rid of that Christianity philosophy, right? That Jesus. All right. So you notice that a certain group of people has always been at the bottom, but others has been exalted. People are like, why we always in the ghettos? And the scriptures say the humble shall be exalted, and the prideful shall be abased. So it's going to be a flip. The Lord deals with the contrite, the lowly, and the humble. All right? We're the lowly. The only thing we can do is just put our faith into a higher power. And real talk, if we serve the Lord with joyfulness, which we didn't, according to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, I think it was, is it the 46th verse? Correct me if I'm wrong. When we didn't serve the Lord in joyfulness to have the abundance of all things, we had to, become slaves. And we still are slaves. So basically the reason why we're in this predicament is our fault. Because we didn't come to serve the Lord. So since we didn't come to serve the Lord, he was going to put curses on us. Okay? That's why we're subject to payment. That's why we have these unrighteous degrees. We have to work just to get by. Right? And even worse things. We've had a yoke of iron. You see the movie Django. And that doesn't even really eclipse what we actually really went through in history. Okay? Everything that you see in this world is contrary to what the word and what the commandments of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai gave us. All right? When you get into, I believe, Corinthians, it's either chapter 11 or chapter 13 when he gives you the order. You got Yahweh, you got Yahweh Shai, you got men, women, and children. Right? But again, I said everything that the Lord say, the devil, which is Esau, Edom, will do the opposite. Right? And that's why we got Jeremiah. The book of Jeremiah tells you that a woman is going to surpass a man. I'll give you a new thing. All right? It's so much that is going on, but this motherfucker is being revealed. Okay, Luke the 12th chapter. It tells you that there's nothing that is hid that will not that will not be revealed. Now we know that these JOOs ain't the Lord's people, and just some of the dialogue. Because I remember you had a small capper on. He said, man, we never forgot our heritage. Well, that just goes to prove that the scriptures don't line up with you. And it doesn't deal with you. Because, one, you JOOs, y'all were planning against the true children of Israel. Why would you want to, I'm basically getting to Psalms 83, to cut off Israel for being in remembrance. You didn't do that to yourself, so it goes to show that you're not the children that the Lord is dealing with. Okay? Like I said, like I stated earlier, you guys never forgot your heritage, but Jeremiah, I believe, 17:4 tells you that I'm going to cut you off from thine heritage. We forgot who we were as a people. Ishmael still knows. I mean, the Arabics know who they are. Some of these Edomite nations know who they are, but the children of Israel, we forgot who we were. We were Negroes, we were Spics, Wetbacks, Red Indians, so on and so forth. But now we know, that, I'm from, tribe of Ephraim, brother from the tribe of Judah, brother from the tribe of Judah, so on and so forth. So, again, everything that you see in this world is basically opposite of what the scriptures tell us to do. And it's so simple, but, that's why the scriptures, Sirach 5:15 tells you not to be ignorant in both small or great. Because, we have things that will go over our head. When I first came into this truth, there was things that I didn't know. For example, mixed fabric. You're only supposed to wear one type of fabric. But you see this motherfucker, about half cotton, 25% polyester, another 25% linen, so on and so forth. There's everything in this world this devil has touched and he destroyed. Not supposed to work on the Sabbath, but he got your ass working every fucking day, defiling the Sabbath. What else? Oh, the dietary system. You gotta fast, but this motherfucker brought out breakfast, brunch, lunch, supper, dinner, and dessert. Then even there's just the stuff that we consume, which actually, when you get into Leviticus, when it tells you the dietary animals that you can consume, look at you. You go to Outback, you can go to the Red Lobster, all you can eat scrimps, baby back fucking ribs, and all that shit is even fucking, that shit is bad for you anyway. Like, what I was about to say, when you get into Ezekiel, the 4th chapter, the Lord made Ezekiel eat dung. And that was actually a prophecy to let you know that our food is going to be bullshit anyway. When you look at the ingredients of some of our foods, you can't even pronounce some of the ingredients that is in our so-called food. And the thing is, you got majority, even our people, in a trick bag. This guy, these higher ups, they're trying to keep you at a low estate. You can hit millions, be on TV, BET, wherever the fuck black shows are, for being a nigga, being a killer, being a drug dealer, being an adulterer, you know, being an alphabet. But they'll glorify it to keep our people at a low state, you know? But when it comes to righteousness, there's nothing upright in him, you know? And like I said, I'm just trying to talk like if somebody was to be a babe and want to know the answers. Yes, there is a spiritual Satan, but we have a physical one too. The Lord doesn't deal with everybody. He is not all love. He has love. He has hate. You know, he is a son too. His name isn't Jesus Christ, is Yahweh Shai. Just to quicken someone up through the Spirit. And Lord willing, I can do another video and get more edification. Just giving like those questions that a newbie or a babe or a beginner would have. But, you know, just getting into the detrimentals of the scriptures, because hey, Jacob's trouble is right at the door. It's pulling into the driveway. So, you know, even though I'm trying to make it simple, but I'm going to give off the detrimental things to stay away from and avoid. Again, like the MOTB, Revelation the 13th chapter, 16th verse. You know, that's going to be the micro C-hip, which is going to be the new form of digital currency. Because when you pay attention to money, the American dollar is not as strong as it is. Okay? But Lord willing, hope this video was edifying. You don't want to give all honor, glory, and praises due to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim Kakadash. You want to close out? So Shalom.